Hello, folks. Primetime James Thomas coming at you with another video for the Primetime Movie Network. And today's video is going to be about the highly controversial, very divisive, I'm going to say divisive because it gives majority of Halloween fans that hate this film, Halloween Resurrection. As as I'm recording this video, it is on the 13th. Yesterday, July 12th, was the 21-year anniversary of Halloween Resurrection. Yes, on July 12th, 2002 was when this movie was released, and 21 years later, this movie is still highly controversial, and I completely understand it. I completely understand it because a lot of the Halloween fan base don't like this film, right? They don't like this film, and I really don't think it's really the movie itself. It's just because of what it represents. Now, me, I don't hate the film. And a big part of the reason why is because this is the very first Halloween film I ever saw in a movie theater. Ever. I remember like it was yesterday. I was about 9 years old at the time. And I was in Davenport, Iowa, visiting my father for the summer. I remember my mother and my aunt came down to hang out for a night, and we all decided, hey, let's go watch the new Halloween film. And first of all, it's very strange how in smack dab in the middle of the summer they release a Halloween film. I'm sorry, I think releasing a Halloween film in the summer it just makes no fucking sense to me. Trying to make a Halloween film a summer blockbuster. But yeah, we went and go saw it. It was me, my mom, my dad, my aunt, and my best friend at the time. We all went to go see it. And I kind of have a bright spot for this film, which is why I can't really bring myself to hate it. Because my soft spot for it. But I will say I would be lying to you guys if I said that if I saw this film at 29 years old, knowing what I know now about the franchise, how knee deep in the mythology I am in the franchise, if I saw this film now, yeah, I more than likely would have hated this film too. More than likely, I would have hated this film too. Because you gotta think about this, all right? Halloween H2O was a successful film, right? And it was supposed to be the end of the Laurie Strode Michael Myers chapter. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? But it was supposed to be the end of the Michael Myers chapter. Keep in mind, folks, Halloween is a franchise that's had four opportunities to end on a high note. You had the first film. Just keep people forget, the first film was supposed to be a one-off. There was going to be no sequels planned. It was going to be that one and only film. Then you had Halloween 2, when Michael Myers is dead at the end of Halloween 2. He's burned alive, right? Then you have Halloween 4, where where the story comes back full circle. It strengthens the saying that evil never dies. It just changes shape, kind of like how Laurie said on Halloween Ends. And kill one boogeyman, starting the beginning of another boogie, I guess, woman, and Jamie Lloyd. Then you had the previous film, Halloween H2O, where you completely cut off his fucking head. And it kind of, this movie makes Halloween H2O pointless because the whole story of Halloween H2O was Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode, who for 20 years has been terrified at the thought of her brother still being alive, terrified at still traumatized about those events from Halloween 1978. Always on the run, always paranoid, always seeing visions of him, just always on the run from him. Where she finally decides she's not going to run anymore. She's not going to hide anymore. She's going to face her fears. She's going to face her demons head on. And either one or two things are going to happen. He's going to kill her or she's going to kill him. One of them, somebody got to die. That's the only way she can finally have peace and closure, if she finally faces the demon head on. And she did. She was successful. She slayed the beast that was known as Michael Myers, and that was going to be it. But because Mustafa Kai, God rest his soul, he just could not let Michael die. Because Michael Myers is the moneymaker. He brings in a lot of money, a lot of cash to the to his pocketbook. So he screws over Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis did a whole interview about it where they basically, right in the middle of filming the movie, they told her that, yeah, you can't kill Michael Myers off. It got so bad she was going to walk off the set. And they bring her back, right? So Halloween H2O is a success, right? And you're going to do another Halloween film, and the draw is, how can you explain a severed head? Because a severed head is a severed head. And even though I will say I don't hate this film, I will say that the first 15, 20 minutes of this film is complete utter bullshit. Halloween Resurrection had two, three writers, right? And this was the best they could come up with. I get it. They kind of had to make chicken shit out of chicken salad. But just you gotta just visualize this. Okay, so you're telling the viewer, the story that you're trying to tell the viewer is Halloween H2O, after Michael Myers got stabbed by Laurie and went through the table. A single paramedic. Keep in mind, this is a crime scene, folks. A single paramedic goes to check in on Michael Myers, right? Michael Myers is able to knock out the paramedic. And in a crime scene with cops everywhere, paramedics everywhere, people are running over, screaming and yelling whatsoever. It's a crime scene. Michael Myers had enough time to knock out the paramedic, take the paramedic's clothes off. Michael Myers takes his clothes off. Michael Myers and his paramedic are standing in a room, damn near ass naked. Michael puts on the paramedic's clothes, and Michael puts his clothes on the paramedic. Michael Myers had enough time to do all that in a crime scene situation. Then you have Michael Myers walking around as an unidentified paramedic. I'm pretty sure the staff will kind of notice that they're seeing a guy that they've never really seen before. And I'm assuming Halloween Resurrection, Halloween 2 is still a part of the timeline, right? H2O, yes, Halloween 2 did happen in the H2O timeline. So I'm sure Michael still has some scars or still some burns, residual burns from Halloween 2. No, nothing. And we see Michael walking around the crime scene. And he's holding the murder weapon. He's holding the evidence. Nobody says nothing, and he gets away scot-free for 3 years. Thus making the ending completely pointless. It makes Laurie look like a dumb fuck. And then you have this opening where Michael just easily tracks down Laurie with no explanation on if he knew she was there for 3 years. Really no explanation on what he's really been doing for the past 3 years. He just decides, now I'm going to go for the kill. And how it's done, you have Laurie Strode, who many consider to be the greatest final girl in horror movie history, right? And she dies by Michael simply outsmarting her. Outsmarts her, kills her, and that's within the first 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. So within 15, 20 minutes, they took everything you loved about Halloween H2O and just shit it all over it. They did the same thing with Alien 3, with Aliens, The Descent 2. I personally hate, and I hate sequels that do that when you completely deconstruct the previous film to make it seem pointless. I fucking hate that. I really do. So thus, when you kill Laurie off and when the actual movie starts, you're asking the viewer to get emotionally invested. Because keep in mind, Laurie Strode is really the only connection to 78 film and H2O. None of the returning, nobody from H2O comes back in this film, which you would kind of think, Josh Hartnett, John, will make some sort of appearance because his fucking mom died. But no, nothing. And you're asking me to be emotionally invested in these college kids, particularly Sarah, played by Bianca Kajich, something like that. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. Who nothing's really interesting about her. Only character trait she has is that she's just really jumpy. That's really it. And then, okay, now this is where I'm going to be on the flip side now. People hated Busta Rhymes, right? As Freddie Harris. Listen, I didn't hate Busta Rhymes. I don't hate Busta Rhymes in the film at all. At all. Gotta keep in mind. One, Busta Rhymes was one of the best rappers in the world at the time. Okay, I believe the Genesis album came out right around like early 2002. So he was red hot at this point. And he was the only dude in the cast had some personality, some charisma. He was actually entertaining. And I get it. Okay, people, using the whole kung fu thing. Look, the whole kung fu thing didn't bother me. It really didn't bother me because the movie did establish that he was in the martial arts. I will say where it got goofy is when he did the noises. The noises was a little goofy, I will admit. Like I would tell Buster, hey, but don't do that. I wouldn't have him do that. But other than that, though, weirdly enough, I don't hate this film. I actually, now granted, it is dated, yes. Like you look at Halloween Resurrection, and you could tell it's a movie that was made in 2002. There was a lot of early 2000 references in this film. It's very dated. But I actually kind of like the idea of the cameras. I like the whole pseudo found footage element that they brought to the film. It made it different, made it unique. Um, that's actually I think I would not mind if they do make another Halloween film. It's just a completely found footage film. I think it'd be interesting. I think you could really play. I think you could really use Michael Myers really effectively in if in a Halloween film that's completely found footage. The whole film, beginning of it's found footage. I believe it could work. I believe it could work. Um, I believe it was recent, and Brad Lurie, who was Michael Myers. I thought he was really good, honestly. Granted, the mask is a touched up, looks a little too much makeup for my liking. But I thought for his body language, how he moved, how he reacted to things, I thought he was fine. I would have liked to have seen Brad Lurie, obviously in a better Halloween film, but I could see Brad Lurie as James Drew Courtney in Halloween 2018. But I can see if that James Drew Courtney version of Michael Myers was 20 years younger, I could see him as Brad Lurie. That's how good I thought he played the role. Um, and it's a time waster. I think it's a fun. I think it's a time waster. Okay. It doesn't piss me off. Now that first 15 minutes does, but I don't. I can't really hate this film, and I will say the ending is bullshit because Michael Myers, of course, comes back alive, and that's the end. The original timeline is Michael Myers waking up in that morgue. Then that's when we get to the Rob Zombie era, and then we get to the H40 David Gordon Green era. The original story is not completed yet. The original story is not done yet. So in a weird, sort of fucked way, Michael won at the end. He kills everybody. Not everybody, but he kills Laurie. He survives resurrection, and that's it. That's another problem I have with this film. Like the original version of Michael Myers wins. And it got so bad, they're like, fuck it, we gotta restart this shit all over again. But it's a very, very interesting conversation that this movie still brings up. 20 years, 21 years already, man. That is just wild to me. And it seems like to me that there never has been a franchise that has had so many restarts than this. But because it's the first Halloween film I ever saw, I can't bring myself to hate it. I'll always have a soft spot for this film. I know it's pretty fucking sad because I would hate on this film, but I just can't bring myself to do it. But yeah, folks, let me know your guys' thoughts on the 21 years of Halloween Resurrection. Do y'all still, some Halloween fans still hate it? Have you kind of grown to like it over the years? How do you feel about the Busta Rhymes character? What they did to Laurie Strode, the whole bullshit beginning of the film? Like I said, I don't think it's the movie itself. It's just what it represents, and it also represents them shitting on Halloween H2O, which is a fan favorite. I mean, I guess it's still a fan favorite. I mean, for some reason, people are starting to shit on H2O now, but. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. Just hit that like and subscribe button, and And of course, comment your thoughts on the video. And if you're a fan of the channel, be sure to check out the Primetime Gorehounds. And yeah, man. So yeah, happy 21 years Halloween Resurrection. A very, very controversial legacy this will be passed, but it's still a legacy. So, yep, let me know your thoughts. I'm out. Peace.